Hello, hello, hello. Are we live? Jesus, thank you guys. Thank you so much for bearing with us. We had some technical difficulties. Um, Let us know that you see us. Hit some comments down in the live feed so we can know that you're with us. You have to refresh the event page to see us. Now share it on your personal page. Thank you. This is the Quarantine Diaries, guys, a benefit for the Actors Fund. I'm introducing you to my partner, Ms. Barbara Hobart. She'll give you a little background on how this all started. Go ahead, Barbara.
I will. I was just about to share this live. Let me just post it here. Okay. Well, thank you guys all for waiting. Anyway, the way this all got started, can you hear me? Hold on.
We hear you.
Okay, great. So anyway, the way this all got started is with everybody being a bit stir crazy and wanting to unleash their creativity. I thought this was absolutely the perfect time to bring to life all of the different experiences and range of emotions that everybody is going through and share this in a theatrical way. And I also wanted to use this as a way to benefit our community, which has been so devastated. And so I wanted to create an event with different voices and different points of view, sharing a common experience, even though we're all doing this and experiencing this in many different ways. So here's how I created the format. We have 11 writers. We're given 72 hours to write a 2-minute monologue with the following ingredients. They could create any character of their choice under lockdown during the quarantine. It had to be set in an area of confinement. We're obviously not building sets. So it had to be set in an area of confinement, a closet, an area in one's home, a car. They could have one prop, and the opening line must be quarantine, the day, their location, and the year. And what these 11 writers came up with is absolutely incredible and funny and tragic and completely insane. So watch these 11 of Chicago's best actors bring their words to life. And all of this was directed by my friend and co-producer, the brilliant Deanna Reed Foster. So here she is. And here the Quarantine Diaries.
Here's the Quarantine Diaries. Thank you for calling me brilliant. I'll take it every day of the week.
You are.
And so once we decided to do this, we wanted to do it for a good cause. And so we chose the Actors Fund. It's a bit misleading. The name of it is because it's not just for actors. It's for anyone in entertainment, television, film, dance, opera. It's for anyone in entertainment. And so all of the proceeds will go to the Actors Fund. We have a specific link that you can go to, www.actorsfund.org/QDiaries. We'll be showing that throughout this fundraiser. You're going to have a ball, guys. You're going to cry. You're going to cry laughing. You're going to cry because you're sad, but you're going to get some money, huh? That's what we're here for. It is a fundraiser. So we have a couple of the artists here today. We have Shariba Rivers, who was one of the writers, and we have Ian Custer, who was one of the actors. We're just going to ask them a couple of questions just so we can all get to know each other, and then we'll dive into the first segment. The first segment has 3 videos in it. So let's ask Shariba the first question. Shariba, what is the most bizarre thing that has happened to you during this quarantine?
Oddly enough, I some kind of way became a writer. So that's the most bizarre thing. This is my second piece. The first piece was reimagining Antigone in African American vernacular English. And so that was a lot of fun. And now here we are. Bizarre.
Okay, that's good though. I'm glad to be a part of this bizarreness during this quarantine. What about you, Ian? What's the most bizarre thing that you've done? or that's happened to you?
A lot of it has been quite bizarre. But I think particularly, I remember Wednesday, March 12th, I was sitting down watching the Jazz versus Thunder game on ESPN. And before it even got going, it stopped. And they announced that they were canceling the game. And then they announced, they were postponing it. And then that same night, it was a press conference with the president. And then Tom Hanks, and then it all kind of everything happened that night. So that's what I remember as being, for me, the most bizarre thing possible.
Okay, I'll buy that. We have one more question, and then we're going to get into this first segment. Barbara's going to ask that second question to you guys.
Okay, Shariba. Okay, this is for Shariba. How many days have you gone wearing the same pants? Be honest.
Right now, I'm on my other pair of black leggings. So that's all I got for you.
Okay, Ian, you have to answer the same question.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I will say I will change different jeans periodically throughout the week, and then give them a nice wash at the end of the week. So that is that's my stock answer there.
Honey, you still wearing jeans?
Oh, come on. But my wife and I, we dress up once a week. We do. We make sure to do it, to try and feel like we're like normal still, a little bit. So we dress up once a week, which is kind of
okay. All right. Well, actually, that's a good segue. Ian is our first monologue that you'll see today. We have someone, I'm going to give a shout out to Emery Jackson, who is running all of our technical stuff today. So we're going to get ready to play this next video. Sit back, enjoy this first segment in 3, 2, and 1.
Quarantine, day number, I don't know, who cares, it doesn't matter. Location, anywhere and everywhere. Year, mine. It's my year, without question. I'm being an asshole. I'm sorry. I'll play. Quarantine, day number, I don't know, 30? Is that a number? 130, 333, 3,333, and on and on and on and on and on and on, and who cares? What's a day anyway? What's a year? What's time when you're too busy being tangled up in destiny? And who doesn't want destiny? I do, don't you? Show of hands. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Oh, and then there's location, which is basically like time because it's all relative to. It's just another boundary, just another container, just another concept, and boring as all hell, I might add. Look, the reason why I'm winning at the moment is because I am in motion, and you're, what? Sitting unwashed in your home office with your thumb up your ass, trying to avoid eating the last bit of raw cookie dough you whipped up at 2 a.m. in between goddamn Zoom meetings? How's that going for you? Don't get me wrong, I've got my challenges. We all do. But let's face it, I've got undeniable traction. I've got major market penetration, synergy, iteration, replication, and annexation. We're talking manifest destiny, buddy boy. I'm infectious. What can I say? I'm killing it. Which brings me back to my original point about days and years and location, time in general. You're too obsessed with that shit. It's not a good look. Besides, you're not interested in inertia. No one is. You're interested in motion. Rapid, elegant motion. The gorgeous flux the relentless unfolding, the resplendent, dynamic furtherance, sovereignty, domination, exhilaration, and I will not apologize for that. I won't apologize for exhilaration, nor hunger, nor should you. Not when you can just join me instead. Integrate. Receive the gift, the divine benefit, the sublime assurance of knowing, actually knowing freedom again, and connection and oneness. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel the edges starting to disperse? The disintegration of self, the reincorporation, the great advancing conflagration? Release into it, buddy boy. Release.
Quarantine, day 5, Chicago, 2020. If there's one thing this thing has taught us, it is to wash our hands and maybe wipe our ass. I mean, why else would all the toilet tissue be gone? The other thing it's taught us, and by us I mean me. Hi, Denise, your child's teacher, trapped in this motherfucking home office with y'all's kids on this goddamn computer. The other thing it's taught us is that we need real classrooms because your children need to get away from you. You are the goddamn problem. Yes, I do have a teacher voice. This ain't it. See, your kids are working in virtual groups while I talk to y'all. So real quick before I have to go back, y'all are not helping like at all. Hold on. I am checking back in with you in 2 minutes. The expectation is an extended metaphor using this week's vocabulary words. Sorry, one of your children had a question. Nope, don't you go and help them because your answers are wrong. And if they're not wrong, they're so right that I know good and hell well that your child did not do his own work. Do you really think that I'm that stupid that I don't know who your child is? I've sat with that mumbling motherfucker for an entire 6 months in my class. You really expect me to believe that mumbles all of a sudden is speaking in complete sentences with correct pronunciation and using phrases like pregnant with anticipation in her writing? Who the fuck you think you dealing with? Sorry, one second. Yes, we did talk about extended metaphors. Someone in your group has been assigned the role of researcher. Have them look it up. I see group 3 has moved on to the discussion questions. Nice analogy. Grade 1. I'm back. Where was I? Oh yeah. Pregnant with anticipation. Look. All we need from you is your support. Get your kids to class on time. Make them do their assignments. We don't care if they're wrong. That's where the learning comes in. We don't need to know how smart you are. You should have proved that when you were in school. Don't come writing your essays now. Get Monique to the damn computer and let us take it from there. You got it? Good. Shit. Man, my timer went off. I gotta get back to your kids. Yeah. I gotta get back to your kids. You go put some motherfucking clothes on. Shit, I wouldn't even have to see all that if we went to school. Jesus.
Quarantine, day 14, location Chicago, year 2020. I'm talking to you from the pantry where I keep all of my hoarded toilet paper. This pandemic is insufferable. I can't stand being alone. It gives me time to think. It gives me time to regret. Time is my enemy. You're fat, you're old, you're ugly. These are my first thoughts. Is it any wonder I don't like waking up? I suffer from depression. I take all kinds of pills to try and make me undepressed with varying degrees of success. I swallow a handful of pills every morning. It's impossible to swallow with one mouthful of water. It takes half a glass to get them all down. I'm not having a good time. I was in a virtual meeting this morning. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and a woman was talking about how calming and centering this time off has been, how many projects she has gotten done. I love how convenient this pandemic is for her. Maybe she can knock off her whole to-do list if we have a famine. Of all the drugs I take, the one magic pill is Klonopin. It's an anti-anxiety, and boy, does it work. My doctors keep telling me that I should get off of it, but I want to scream. Why? It's the one pill that actually works. Why would I give it up? Although, I should admit I don't use it as prescribed. It's prescribed 4 times a day, every day, but I take 6 at a time, sometimes 7, every few days. It calms me down and even mitigates my depression. I've spent a fair amount of time trying to decide how to commit suicide. Freezing to death sounded kind of doable. A woman I know did this. They found her in the morning in the park by her house, surrounded by stuffed animals. I figure at first it's got to be uncomfortable, but I'm guessing you get numb pretty quickly. I also thought of the car in the garage, but I don't have a garage. You really can't ask a friend to borrow their garage. It's unseemly. Of course, I've thought of pills, but I need to get the right ones. There is no chance that I am just going to ingest a handful of pills and hope to die. Besides, I already ingest a handful of pills each morning, and I'm still here. And sometimes I think, what a bother. Of course I could get the coronavirus, but then I'd die alone with a bad haircut, and that would be terrible.
We are back, guys. Wow. Wow, right? We said some of Chicago's best actors. Y'all thought we were playing. No, we wasn't playing, honey. These folks killing it. And I'm an actress myself, and I'm telling you, they killing it. I hope you enjoyed those first 3 monologues. I don't know if you enjoyed the last one because it was heavy, but watching Kirsten work, honey, I almost cried editing that thing. Donate, guys. Donate, please. www.actorsfund.org/QDiaries. We're doing this for us, guys. This is for us. We're raising funds for us. We have our next 2 guests here. We have Tanikia Carpenter and we have Ali Spadoni. Tanikia is a writer. Ali is one of the actors in this next segment. We have questions. So Oprah, oh my God. Okay. So the first question is the same question we asked the first set of panelists. What is the most bizarre thing that has happened to you during this pandemic? Let's start with Tanikia.
I would say the most bizarre thing is watching my daughter, she's 2, literally become a Broadway actress. So she'll walk up to me and she'll say like, sing Hush Little Baby. And I'll be like, hush little baby, don't you cry. And she's like, and then I'll get to mommy's gonna buy you an apple pie. And she's like, aha. I'm like looking at my husband like, are you seeing this? She's acting. So I've been really excited to watch that. It's bizarre, but it's exciting.
It's in the genes. It's in the genes. Okay. Allie, what's the most bizarre thing that's happened to you?
Okay, so there's 2 things. One is just like ongoing life. I have like a crazy like man who makes crazy sounds in the garden apartment downstairs from me, and he's like, you know, laughs really crazy and like screams at the TV and stuff, but that's ongoing.
Okay.
A lot more. But I'd say like I've been getting those like quarantine dreams, the like weird, like kind of, you know, taking you to a weird place. One that I don't usually remember my dreams. The last one that I remembered, I was in like an MC Escher production, indoor-outdoor production of Rent, where I was the replacement for Maureen, and they were like, you gotta go on. And then I like messed it up because I didn't know my part. And then they were like, that's it, pull her out. We're putting in Adina Menzel. And and I was like, mortified. Yeah, and like last night I had a dream where I don't know what happened, but I do know that I like briefly woke myself up to like yelp and swat at something, just like laying down and then just being like, and, like swatting.
This isn't good, Allie. This
No.
is okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So get you connected to the Actors Fund, okay? Social services.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the second question is, what is the most bizarre thing that you've eaten during this time? Or if you've eaten anything bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know if I've eaten anything bizarre. I have been eating fruit snacks lately, and that's usually not my thing, but whatever, they're here, so that's bizarre for me.
I've been eating everything I can get my hands on. Jesus. Y'all pray for me. Allie, anything bizarre that you've eaten?
I don't know, like, you know, I don't know that I've eaten anything like totally bizarre. I've gotten to the point where like I don't really want eggs anymore because like you eat so much eggs that, you know. But I don't know if anything like super weird.
That's okay. You don't have to have eaten anything super weird. I ain't mad at you.
No, I'm a really good cook, so I eat well.
You say you are a really good cook?
Yeah, I'm a good cook. So I don't know,
you want to pat yourself on the back for that, or you just
no, like I'm like I don't really like I don't know what's like weird. Oh, I do know. Okay, I do know. Royal jelly.
Oh. Yeah.
I got royal jelly.
Okay.
And like you mix it in water and like you just drink it and it tastes like kind of like funky barnyard like.
Baby, that's why you've been having them dreams.
No, I've been having the dreams because I take CBD and melatonin before I go to bed. So
okay. That helps you sleep. Okay, we are getting ready to go to this segment. Tanikia, actually, her piece starts out this first segment, and then you'll get to see the lovely Allie right after that. So, Maestro Emery in 3, 2, and 1.
Quarantine day 31. Chicago, Illinois location. Year 2020. Shit. God, my period just started. Perfect timing. I think the last time I was on my period was a week before all this started. Before everyone up and disappeared. I remember thinking I dodged a bullet. I mean, who really wants to deal with slimy blood and kilograms all this in the world? I got enough to deal with every day. About 4 weeks ago. I didn't know what the hell was happening, but I knew it wasn't good. People seem scared and mad. I mean, they're always too busy to look me in my eyes, but not like this. You know, when this first started, the police told me to leave the park and go home. And then it dawned on they dumbasses that I didn't have a home to go to. They told me it was a virus going around killing folks and to wash my hands as much as possible. And to stay 6 feet away from people. What people? Ain't no people. Ain't no cars. State Street is a ghost town. It looks like something out of a movie. Man. You know what's funny? I used to have to fight people for food in the dumpsters. Last night, I fought off rats and raccoons. I guess they say we gotta eat too. I don't blame their little asses. I just need a few dollars. In a bathroom. Like, people ain't giving out dollars or bills these days. You avoid me like I'm the virus. And any more public bathrooms? Y'all ain't gotta worry about me though. I done pissed and shit it in the alley before. And yes, if you have to know, while on my period. It won't be the first time. It won't be the last.
Quarantine. Day 67. Location: Van Nuys, California. Year: 14 billion. Hello. My name is God. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would God come to Earth in the form of a 36-year-old woman named Denise Feller? I should be like a carpenter, right? Some guy in an industrial park in Chatsworth. Yeah, that's a real primo setup to spread my word throughout the world. Whereas Denise can use her position as the manager of a major party supply company to better exert God's dominion over all of my creation. So, right now, you're asking yourself, Denise, why hast thou forsaken us? First off, I haven't forsaken thee. I am smiting thee. It's a global pandemic, okay? I am venting my wrath upon all of mankind, and especially that jerk at the Thrifty Mart that did this to me. So, I know, I probably seem like a benevolent God. I cut my hair and it kind of softens my face. Don't even start with the, oh, where's your thunderbolts, Denise? Hey, this God don't need no thunderbolts, dude. I got something better. To sneeze. Yeah. Think about it. Why did I make people sneeze anyway? Does it help you get better and exert dominion over all that you behold? No. All it does is spray other people with virus-infected droplets. It's like I put a shotgun right in the middle of all of your faces on purpose. A shotgun. That's witty. And I'm God, so I don't care what you say it is. And gee, I seem to remember back in February renting chairs for the Kazakian wedding, and I sneezed. Oops. all over a whole bunch of Kazakians, and they had 400 people at their wedding, and I bet at least one of them knew somebody who knows you, guy at the Thrifty Mart. So sorry. Gee, it's almost as if I'd rather viruses survive the apocalypse than people, you think? We beg thee, be merciful, O Denise. Try begging for mercy when my kingdom is ruled by giant viruses with legs. Hold on. Hello? Oh, hi. I'm doing okay. Why were you worried about me? Gesundheit.
Quarantine day 24. Location, my bedroom. I can't tell you where because of privacy and all that. Year AD 2020, the year of our Lord. Welcome to Smitten Kittens Lockdown Lunch Break. Ah, Daddy Spirit Bone. Thank you for tipping. Now, if you're a webcam newbie, come on in. I don't bite too hard. The tip menu special is 4 Spanx for 200 tokens or a naughty yoga stretch for $2.99. Thank you, Big Boo Boo 31. Woo-hoo! Thank you, Jack Attack. Now, I know all you naughty people are touching yourselves when you should be working from home. Well, I miss you too. Private message. Tokens first. Okay, everybody. I have to go take a nap. All you horny people are making me work too hard during the quarantine. Now, come back tonight for 10 p.m. erotica bedtime stories. Anais Nin. Anais Nin. You don't know? She wrote Delta of Venus. You have to come back tonight. You all need some culture. Okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, that was amazing. I am so glad we're doing this. So you guys are up next. Terrence.
Yes.
Okay, you get the first question.
All right.
All righty. What's the most bizarre thing that's happened to you during the lockdown?
The most bizarre thing. Well, one is just not being able to see my mom. Because we live in separate places and I visit her often, but due to the quarantine and her being older, I try to stay away because of the amount of time I spend out of my home being around other human beings. And two, I think is I had to spend a day without water because for whatever reason there was a scheduled maintenance update in the building, and so they cut the water off about 8, 9 in the morning. It was supposed to be done by 5. They finished at like 3, but then right when they finished, like on the tower that I live in, like every unit that ends in 3, which mine does, like had to have their water shut off because of an emergency in someone's unit, and so that went on for who knows how long because I fell asleep. But they never called us to tell us the water was back on, and then they called us in the morning to say that the water would be off again. And then they cut it back on like an hour after that. So yeah, I had to do like a day without water.
Gotcha. Okay. They're redoing our garage, so we haven't been able to, we just have just drilling sounds just for 4 months. So that's pleasant. Okay. Seren, what is the most bizarre thing that's happened to you during the lockdown?
All right. So my parents, when this whole thing went down, they were visiting my brother's family, and he lives in Hawaii. And at about, they were supposed to come back on about March 14th, but they decided not to. They were like, we're just going to wait 1 week and see what happens, which was their first mistake. They are actually still in Hawaii, which I totally get. Worst places to be, but like it's now going to be like they'll be there for like an extra 3 months by the time they can actually come back, which is a little bit disconcerting for me. Yeah. But at least they have nice surroundings. So anyway, they're stuck in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And the strangest thing that has happened to me is that about 3 weeks ago, my mother FaceTimed me, and she said, it's an emergency. Well, I'm in the bathtub at the moment, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to answer this call. So I kind of draped a towel across myself and held the phone up really high, and I answered. And my mom says, so my crown on one of my teeth fell out, and I need you to help me to put it back into my mouth. Because apparently she had spent the day, her crown popped out. She called her dentist in the area, and they said, are you in pain? And she said, no, I'm not in pain. So nobody was able to see her because they said, if you're not in pain, it's not an emergency. Uh-huh. So instead, she went to the Walgreens and bought the readhesive stuff. And she calls me and she asks me over FaceTime to assist her in getting her crown reattached to her mouth. So I'm in a bathtub with a towel draped across me, dripping wet.
Doing virtual dentistry.
Doing virtual dentistry, which is now going on my resume.
It works for me. I cast you as that. Oh my God. Okay. So this is a question. Okay, Terrence. Mm-hmm. At what day during the quarantine did you start having conversations with yourself and answering?
And answering. Okay, so that's the caveat. Because the conversations have been going on from day one. Okay. I don't know. I would say somewhere around the second week of April.
Gotcha.
Is when the dialogue, is when the internal monologues became external dialogues with myself.
That happened to me in the grocery store. I was thinking something, and so my inside head voice came out, and that was not pretty. Okay, Seren, at what day during the quarantine did you start having conversations with yourself and answering or not?
Yeah, well, so the answer is I always have conversations with myself. So yeah. I don't know that there's like a good one on this one, but I am, however, I'm going to usurp this conversation, and I got to go back to the last question because I really wanted to be asked what weird things I had eaten during this.
Okay.
So 2 things. One, I hate cooking. It terrifies me. I get completely freaked out by it, but I did make Tom Kha Gai soup, and I'm super proud of myself for doing that. However, 2 nights ago for dinner, I had a bottle of wine and a box of Cheez-Its.
Fabulous. Okay, and we'll be scheduling a meeting for you too.
Oh, you should. Please.
Yes.
Please help. Send help.
All right, so I think we're going to be back. We're done here. We'll go to the next video in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, guys.
Quarantine day 36. Somewhere in God lost his shoes, Mississippi. No, it's hard to tell anymore. It's strange. Every day feels the same, but I'm making progress. You know, most people are all cooped up, but not me. I need to be a part of the action. Travel the world. I mean, screw the ban. I love the predictability of it all. Thrive on it. Thing is, in order to survive, you need to be one step ahead. I mean, there's some smart people out there who follow the rules, but smart people get sick too. It's not survival of the smartest. Everyone slips up. Nobody's perfect. That's the beauty of it. Watch. You see that woman putting away her shopping cart? She's gonna touch her face. She's been really careful, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. She touched her face. Right after she touched the handle on the cart. Poor thing. She has no idea what she's in for. She'll never know what hit her or when. Like, I just do what I was born to do. Go where there's need, do what needs to be done, move on. And these days, people need groceries. First it was toilet paper. Now there's a run on Clorox and Lysol. Smart folks aren't drinking Clorox, but whatever they do need, I get invited into their homes. Leave my mark. Easy peasy. We all do what we gotta do. Do what's next. And what's next for me is Georgia. And then Florida. And that meat plant in Nebraska. Church in Ohio. I bet I can hit 200,000 dead by the end of June.
Quarantine, day 57. Location, Evanston, Illinois. Year, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the year 2525. I'm under my table, because why the hell not? 7 weeks in seclusion have taught me that I'm at a very unique time in my life. I'm too young for senior grocery shopping, but I'm old enough that both the GOP and Wall Street want me dead. I don't know what's more lethal, the virus or the hatred that half this country feels for the other half. I'm staying here till the election. Can't. We have to convince those voters who still insist, I don't know who to vote for. Are you kidding me? At this point, to save our lives, I would vote Murder Hornet 2020. Our lives are in the crosshairs of a party whose reaction to any and every crisis is that rallying cry, we have nothing but fear itself. A conservative friend of mine on Facebook tries to convince me that they are unifying the country. Well, sure, yeah. I mean, in that way that right now 327 million Americans are all collectively shitting their pants at a time when there's absolutely no toilet paper. Abnormality is the new normal, and we act like abnormal is normal. I mean, people treat this POTUS like a schnauzer who's your waiter at a great French restaurant. I mean, rather than question how he got the job, they fall all over each other, congratulating him for only spilling half of your vichyssoise. I gotta get out from under this table. I gotta find something to believe in. I gotta find some optimism. I look for it anywhere I can. Like today, this friend of mine said to me on a Zoom call, don't worry, in 100 years, American history will not look kindly on this president. Well, that gives me a lot of hope. I mean, the belief that in 100 years, there's going to be an America to look back on.
Quarantine, day 72 or 73, 2020, Sacramento, Cali. So I pulled the Empress Tarot earlier. and suddenly felt her presence wash over me. I then felt the urge to quickly shed the pair of faded gray yoga pants I've been wearing for 4 days straight and my Faded Confessions Tour t-shirt. There. I set fire to Palo, poured my very last glass of cab from my very last bottle, and I began swaying to a sentimental mood. As my figure met my reflection in the mirror, I forced myself to smile. The initial impulse was to cringe. "Hello, old friend," I said. "How long has it been?" she asked. I stared in confusion as I nervously fiddled the braids hanging over my shoulder like a weeping willow. "How long has it been since you last saw me? Since you admired me? When was the last time you told me you loved me?" Before I could escape, the first stream unleashed down my cheek. I touched the nape of my neck in despair. "Touch every part. Reacquaint yourself," she demanded. I followed orders. From the new gray hairs sprouting from my head to my breasts that were never perky, to the stretch marks painting their way across my spreading hips and full soft belly, all the way down to the chipped lavender polish on my crusty toes. I baptized every part with the salt from my tears. Wrapped my arms around myself, ribs expanding, breathing in harmony, breathing out disgust. I sang an original hymn of praise and worship. "I love you." I chanted louder and louder until my voice crackled over and over until the Empress covered me in her blanket of shimmering stars. I moaned in passion as I released the identity that no longer served me. Thanked my body for forgiveness and for loving me even when it was hard to love her back. Day 72, 173. The day I no longer felt alone in my space. The day I reacquainted with an old friend.
Quarantine Day 92. The location, Chicago, Illinois. The year is 2020. Hey there, sis. Yeah, I am back in Chicago. I left New York a few days after I found out my series was canceled. Man, that broke me. One of the greatest opportunities of my career, gone. I mean, so you know I had to find me some cookies and cream ice cream just to lift my spirits. So I had found this black-owned ice cream shop called Mikey Likes It Ice Cream. And on the day I find out that my series is canceled, I walk in there and I see this stunning dark chocolate beauty with this African head wrap, and she is laughing and cracking jokes and sampling all the ice cream. She has this warm, electric energy, an inviting laugh, and smiling eyes that captivated me. When it was finally my turn to go order my ice cream, I said, man, forget this ice cream. I'm going after her. And I didn't have to go that far. She was just out front playing with this little white dog that was leashed to a pole and obviously belonged to somebody else. She then drops her chocolate fudge ice cream cone all over this little white dog's head.
And she's like, oh crap, oh crap. So I swoop in with napkins and I'm helping to clean the dog. And I was telling her, hey, I'll keep your secret if you give me your number. She laughs, and then we exchanged numbers, and we spent the next 10 days together until the network flew me out here. Oh, man, did we hit it off. We have so much in common. It is crazy. Now, look, I know that this pandemic thing is terrible for a lot of reasons, but I am grateful for this blessing. Like if I was still in laser focused work mode, I would have missed her. And that scares me because she makes me so incredibly happy. I mean, it's painful the way I miss her. I'd do anything just to be able to hold her hand. Look, who knows when all this is going to be over? Who knows what's going to happen to my career? Who knows how many people we're going to lose along the way? But the one thing I do know is that God sent me to that ice cream shop for a reason. And I'm going to keep the faith that I'm going to see my Queen Akua again. Anyway, I love you, sis. Yeah, I love you. I miss you, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.
Hey,
We are back.
oh,
Wow.
excuse me. We have our co-producer,
Oh, Jesus.
Shayna P. Hobart.
Oh, Lord. Shayna, go sit down. Guys, we are back. We have such incredible talent. I need to say this publicly. I am madly in love with all of these writers and these actors. I am in love. I just typed a Zoom chat to them saying that, but I need to say it publicly to everyone. This is so entertaining, guys. It's so beautiful. It's so funny, but it's a fundraiser. Yeah, we need some money. We have a lot of artists out here that are literally scrounging for their next meal. We don't have prospective gigs right now. And so this is for all of us right now. You want to go to www.actorsfund.org/QDiaries. We're going to leave this fundraiser up for the next 2 weeks. And we're going to keep asking you for it. We're going to drop all of these videos one at a time, guys, throughout the next 2 weeks. So this ain't your last time getting to see it. We'll drop them one at a time, but we're going to keep asking you for money because that's what this is about right now. I got to throw a scripture in there. There's more blessed to give than it is to receive. So that's what we want to do right now. We have our last segment, and we have the great honey, it makes me so happy.
Hi.
I love you.
I love you.
And
I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, we are glad to have you. She is closing this section out. We're going to do like we did the other segments, ask questions. And we're running a little late, so thank you guys for sticking with us, okay? Barbara, go ahead and ask Sarah.
Okay, so we are last but not least, and we are so thrilled to have you. Okay, so what's the most, not that all of this isn't bizarre, but what's the most bizarre thing that's happened to you during the lockdown?
Okay, so I was thinking about this question because, I mean, there's a ton of things that have been bizarre to all of us. Just being at home is bizarre. But we were cleaning out the basement and going through all of these different boxes that I haven't seen in, 15 years. And went through one, and there were old books that I had from when I was a kid, and actually that were my mom's, including 4 original Nancy Drew books that I took a picture of and put on Facebook. And within like 3 seconds, my friend Amber was like, oh my God, I collect those. I want those. Can I have those? And I was like, yes, you can have them. Absolutely. So she and her husband drove from Aurora, and they had just cleaned out their fridge. So like, she gave me all of her mustard, and I gave her Nancy Drew books that she needed for her collection. Quarantine life. There you go.
I had to do a bread delivery, flour bread. Don't ask. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
They did that today. Yeah. I got this second question. Okay. What is the first thing you want to do after this quarantine is over?
I want to hug my mom. I miss my mom so much, and she's only in Evanston, and we've, done social distancing. I've been at the end of the walkway while she and my dad are in the house, and she's just so close, and I just want to hug her so much.
That makes me cry. My mother is on the other side of life, and so that makes me want to cry. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there on tomorrow, those who are with us in the physical body and those who are with us in spirit.
Absolutely.
We love you. We are who we are because of you.
Yep. Very much.
Sarah, we're going to hit this video. This hilarious
This
video.
just killed us.
Oh my goodness. All right. So Maestro, hit us please in 3, 2, and 1.
Quarantine. Day 1. My house is not a big house, but it's comfortable. There's 1,400 square feet, 6 rooms, an average working person's bungalow in Park Forest, Illinois. Plenty of space for a gal and her dog. There's more than enough room to give each of us the space that we need for a peaceful coexistence. Quarantine. Day 4. I got out of bed and I went to the kitchen like I do every morning, but this morning was a little different because my second bedroom and my laundry room were gone. I mean, I know what you're saying. How could they just be gone? Well, I don't have an answer. I just know that they're not there, and I don't know who to call. I mean, how do you tell the police that someone just stole part of your house? Maybe it's me. Maybe I should just cut back on the whiskey and cornflakes that I've usually had for breakfast. I've always felt just so weak for letting that idiot in the White House just drive me to such an extreme. Okay, maybe I'll do that. Quarantine. Day 8. I fell asleep on the couch last night watching television until 11:30, and when I woke up, I no longer had a hallway. That 2 bedrooms, a laundry room, and a hallway completely vanished. I heard Roscoe snarl at me and realized that he must have been what I kicked. So I turned on the light to discover a hallway that used to be 3 feet wide is now 1.5 feet. I mean, no wonder I accidentally kicked Roscoe. And no wonder he's still looking at me with this kind of like side-eye, get on your side of the house stare. Maybe a little less side-eye, Roscoe? What do you think? A little less side-eye, okay? I mean, we're all trying to make this work, all right? All right, Roscoe? You got that? I love you. You're a good boy. Quarantine, I don't know. Unknown. Ceiling dropped another 1.5 feet. Roscoe keeps whining. He's confused and scared. So am I. I don't want to go to sleep because I'm afraid that I'm going to wake up and not have an arm or a leg. When will this nightmare be over? Afraid that I'm going to wake up and not have an arm.
We are back, guys. We are back. We are back. We are back. I'm going to keep everyone muted just for now. And guys, that's it. We are done. We had put together an hour worth of programming to raise funds. Barbara had some few words she wanted to say. We brought the whole cast, well, everyone who was with us, we brought them back. Barbara, go ahead and say what it is you wanted to share.
Well, I just want to thank everybody, the writers, the actors, you, my wonderful producing partner and brilliant director. I can't believe we did this, and I hope we raise a ton of money, and thank you all. It has been so great to meet some of you that I have not met yet before and work with you, and I love you, Dee. Back to you.
I love you too, Barbara. Guys, we're raising money. We're raising money, yeah? Raise a glass and raise some money. www.actorsfund.org/QDiaries. You can give all the way up until, I want to say 2 weeks. We'll kind of end it out. But we want to raise as much as we can for our fellow artists. I love you guys. Thank y'all for the support, man. We did it, y'all. We did it. And I'm doing another Oprah moment. Okay, so let's wave out, everybody. Love you guys. Hopefully we'll do something again. But for now, that's goodbye. Take us out, Maestro, in 3, 2, and 1.